You know, one thing I forgot to bring up about my car, and again, I'm joking. It's not a Tesla. But when I got my new car, I totally forgot to bring up that I had the worst experience ever buying that car. Because I think I had the least professional salesman anyone has ever had. And I went to it's a pretty nice dealership, and my parents know the people there. So my parents, they were like, no, we know the people there. We'll go with you, and we're gonna talk with them and whatever. And so they put me in touch with the right people. Okay, but then they had the new guy handle everything, and it was seriously oh yeah, hey, well, don't ask me too many questions. I don't really know that much. Okay.
Good.
Yeah, because I used to work on other cars, not these.
Okay.
Okay, great. All right, so I had done research. I knew what car I wanted, pretty much. It's all right, I got my settlement from my accident. I'm just gonna swap it for that car. Okay. Well, you want to test drive it? Yeah, let's test drive it. Okay. And then that whole drive was him just talking about bullshit. Oh, you ever go look at I'm driving and he's showing me his Tinder messages. I'm driving and he's going, check out what she said. Look at that. Can you believe that? What kind of shit is that? I'm gonna send her, I'd like to eat your ass and suck your toes.
No
way.
No way.
This guy.
I'm not joking. So he just keeps
what?
And so then I'm like, yeah. And I just kind of keep laughing stuff off. So I pull into the dealership, and he's like, so yeah, are you good? And I'm like, yeah. Do you have one that's not white? They only when I went, they only had the car that I wanted. They only had them on white. They had a billion of them, but they were all white. And I'm like, yeah, man, I really don't want to buy a white car. Do you have any other color? And he was like, I mean, what's wrong with white?
Oh my God.
I don't want a white car. Do you have any other ones? Yeah. I just don't. I mean, you haven't said what's wrong with white.
What the fuck?
I don't want a white car. Okay. All right. Well, I'll keep looking.
He didn't know who he was fucking
with. Gone for 20 minutes. Comes back. Yeah, just white. I mean, you haven't said what the deal is. What's wrong with white? I just don't want it. I don't want a white car. Okay, well, we'll call, maybe see if some of the other lots want it, but I mean, it's right here. You could drive off with it right now. Yeah, I don't want a white car. Okay, well, we'll check. So they spent the next half hour, checking to see if other lots in the city or anywhere have, I wanted I wanted a darker.
Oh, he finally buckled and gave 30 minutes of his time to do what you asked.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
So, he called and so he came back and he said, yeah, so this other law, they do have one at a lot, but it's in Temecula. So it's kind of a ways away. Yeah. And he's like, so we could try to get it. I mean, we don't know if it's exactly got all the features in it. What's wrong with white? What? I don't want a white car. And then he said something I'll never forget, because it was that thing, the most base fucking thing he could have said in that moment. And everyone else in the sales office of this car place, they could hear our conversation. We were in an open office. And once he said this, even his salesman brethren all groaned. Even they went, oh. He said, I mean, can you see the color of the car when you're driving it?
Holy shit.
Yeah, you actually can. The fucking hood's in front of you.
I can see it. Everyone in the room went, oh, come on, no. I mean, by that logic, why am I getting a new car? I'll drive the smashed car that I had. Who fucking cares about dents? Or just fucking spray paint and piss on my car. Oh my God. So it was I was getting pissed at that point. Dude, I don't want a fucking white car. I just want, okay. Oh, well, they have a dark gray one. Well, we'll have to go down there and drive it back. And I know they're fighting it because I think they lose money if they have to get it from another lot.
No, that's not your problem.
Yeah, it's nah, it doesn't matter to me.
Course,
so they
it's
kept
all
whatever.
Based.
So they said, okay, well, we're our dude's on the phone. He's gonna get it, all the paperwork squared away, so then I can go get the car. So we're just gonna wait here for a minute, okay? And so I'm waiting here, and you're gonna think I'm lying about the next part.
I mean, I thought you were lying this whole time.
He
This is
fucking, he's just like, yeah, we'll just wait here. Shows me another Tinder message.
crazy. Of course.
Do you believe that? Look what she said when I said I'm gonna eat her ass and suck her toes.
What the fuck?
And then he's doing more stuff, and then he straight up, he's like, oh, you got to see this. You got to see this. Watch. Now, when he did this, my parents had come back. They were talking to the person they know, because again, they're good friends with people at this dealership. They were out of the room for all this. They came back to be like, hey, how's it going? Like, how's this all turning out? Did you find the car you wanted?
Tinder.
Oh yeah. So anyway, my he goes to talk to someone else. My mom is sitting next to me. And he goes, oh, you got to see this. And I swear to God, while my mom is sitting next to me, he shows me porn.
Nice.
He seriously went, look, and he shows me, and it's this guy pounding the shit out of this girl.
Nice.
But it
yeah.
ends up being like it ends up being like a gag, like it was part of a porno, but like he's like doing something else. Like he was like grinding meat in a meat grinder or something.
That
but you know what I mean? But
hilarious.
he's naked above this chick, like and I mean, I'm just sitting there like I'm fucking sweating. Like, what? Are you fucking serious? And my mom can't see the screen, but she's like, what? And he's like, isn't that great? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm texting my mom, my dad. I'm just like, hey, can we leave? Can we go somewhere else? Because I don't even have proof they're gonna go get this car that I want.
Holy shit.
And then he was like, yeah, just got word. We can go get your car. I'm gonna drive out to Temecula and then drive the car back, and it's gonna be perfect. Oh, that's good news. Okay. We just need proof of insurance and proof of this. And I'm like, okay, great. I don't, like my proof of insurance and stuff, I don't keep the physical thing on me. There's actually a thing you can, like their app has all the info. So I'm like, well, I'll just give you the info from that. Okay. And so I enter it all in, and I'm like, because he's filling out the form, and I'm like, let me know when you're ready for it. And he goes, yeah, I'm ready for it. And he takes my phone and walks out of the room.
What? My
unlocked phone. He takes it and walks out of the room with it, just with no information. And I'm like, excuse me? What? So I just fucking race after him, and I charge into there. He went into this room, and in my mind, I thought it was a big room. So I like run through the doorway, and it's a tiny closet with a copy machine in it. So I run in, and it's like, oh, I'm face to face with him like that. And I'm like, I'd like my phone back, please. And anyway, he was photocopying it. He was photocopying my phone. Doesn't work. In case you want to try that.
Oh, what?
It doesn't work. He was photocopying the, I didn't know that's what he had to do. He had to get a photocopy of my insurance card. Yeah. So he's running it on the copier, and I'm looking at the papers, and it's just pictures of an iPhone. It's just the iPhone. Like, it doesn't, like, a copy machine bounces light off paper. It doesn't work with a LCD or OLED screen. So I'm like, yeah, I really don't want people taking my phone. Like, I need my phone back. And he's like, that's okay. I'm just making the copy. He's got everything I need. And he's not looking at the paper. He's holding these photos of an iPhone. And he's like, got everything I need. And then he submitted it to the woman. And the woman came back out later like, hey, did you look at these? Like, they're just photos of your phone. They're not. So I'm like, yeah, I'll give you. So I found their printer and printed my insurance card myself.
Like a badass.
Yeah, through the power of AirPrint or whatever
hacked
it's called.
I was gonna say,
Hacker man.
I was gonna say you should report this guy, but it seems like work will just sort itself out.
So I'm just, that's the whole time. I'm like, do I say something to somebody? That this has been the worst experience. Like, I've never been with anyone this incompetent and stupid and uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And so he goes and gets this car. Sorry, I know this is going on for a while. But
no, this is excellent.
He drives so I waited. I think I went and got dinner, and I came back, and they were like, good. He's about to show up with your car. It took about an hour. He brings the car in. It's that guy. It's the incompetent guy.
Of course.
He drives the car in, and he's like, "There it is, man. Check it out. Make sure and it's everything I wanted. It's perfect." But it's kind of dusty. You know, he drove it a long way and whatever, and it's a little bit dusty. So he's like, "Great, we're gonna clean and detail it for you. Get it, fill up the tank of gas. We're gonna get it all ready for you." Okay, great. And I mean, he left, or they took the car, and he stayed with me the whole time and just talked car stuff. And I didn't know any of what he was fucking talking about. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I put a turbo V6 803.11B in my car, and it's just fuck." And it's like, yeah, great. And then he's like, "Check this out, and you're really gonna like this." And I'm like, "Is it something about my car?" And it's just like fucking like parkour accident shit on his phone. I mean, it's just like, "Can I please get out of here?" Like, so finally they pull the car around, and the place is closing by this point. It's at night, so I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, is it too late? Do I say something to someone? I don't know. Everyone's kind of leaving. I'm like, I guess I just didn't. Maybe I didn't have my chance. Maybe I'll send him a thing later. I don't know. And then as I'm leaving, he goes, "Well, you got everything you need. There you go. You're set up with your car. Thanks." And I get into my car, and just as I'm leaving, he goes, "Oh, one more thing." I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Once you get home, they're going to send you a survey. And you just basically fill out your experience here today. It really makes a difference if you could fill that out.
Fill it out, all right.
And then he said this, and it was like so perfect. He was like, really, like any bad stuff in those surveys, it's devastating. Like
What?
people get like I mean, management reads that, and I mean, it's bad news if there's anything in there that's remotely bad.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm just hearing all this, and I'm Grinch smiling. I'm just,
Now I'm convinced
Yeah?
that you were a part of a social experiment. We're going to
for you,
treat this
yeah.
guy
Yeah,
so
Nathan for
fucking
you.
bad.
So, yeah.
And then we're going to say, if you say anything negative in the survey, my life is ruined.
Yeah,
What does he do?
That's
Experiment.
basically what he said. He was like, just letting you know, like, it all rolls downhill if there's anything bad in there. Because some people like to indulge on certain things.
Yeah,
and
like, say
just anything in there, like, it's real bad news. So, I mean, the most complimentary you could be, it goes a long way, and it does help me out.
What did you write?
I wrote it all.
You know, you
So
showed
anyway,
me porn.
it was just so perfect. Yeah, I mean, so anyway, I just submitted that, so I don't know, like that just happened. So
They'll probably call you.
I'm waiting to see what happens with
I
that.
feel
So
like-
I'll let everyone know.
Whenever you complain on that level, that's a call. Somebody's going to call
Yeah.
you up. Like, I can't believe this is true.
Yeah.
Can we talk about
You know
this?
what's funny is like, take away all the fucked up things he did, which is many. Like he did drive to Temecula to get you a car and drove the car back. If he was just a normal person,
Yeah.
he'd be
Yeah.
singing his praises.
No such
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
You would have been like, dude, this guy fucking went way out of his way for me. I got what I wanted. This is amazing.
I actually feel that at a car dealership, you're 80% chance you're going to get like a bro.
Yeah.
A bro. There's like
Yeah.
a certain type of guy who's a car dealer.
Yeah.
Most of them are broy dudes like that. Not that bad, but
I actually find that the older guys are better.
yeah. And I was gonna say
Yeah.
the other kind is like an older family man, and it's just like it's just a blue collar job to that guy.
Yeah.
I've never gone to a car dealership and worked with somebody who's like, yo, this guy's fucking cool. Like this
Yeah.
guy's gonna get me a good car. It's always
Yeah.
like, this guy's a little bit broy, and he's talking.
Yeah,
to me,
when
he's talking
they're
about shit
younger-
I don't know.
Yeah,
and I'm
when they're
screwed.
younger, they are. When it's the old grandpa dude, it's someone who's been there 40 years, and they're like, yeah, I know the bullshit. Like, yeah, this guy's going to tell you you can get it for this much. I can get it for this much. Like, just don't, whatever. So, yeah, but that
Buying
didn't work
cars
out
is
this
the
time.
fucking worst. It is the fucking worst. It's a whole day of misery. I hate it.
You get a new car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to pick.
I mean,
the car.
it did end well because I got the exact car I wanted, and I was very happy.
Luckily, Jenny is like made for that kind of shit of like not taking people's bullshit and like going in there and
Yeah.
getting the best. Because if I'm in there with her, I like panic. But she's just like mean to the people, and she gets what she wants, and it's over. So
Yeah.
thank God, because I can't do it.
I would love to hear that guy's version of the story.
I would love to hear it.
Yo, I had this fucking nerd come in. They didn't even want a white car. I kept asking him, like, what's wrong with white? He wouldn't even fucking tell me.
Yeah.
I tried to loosen him up, showing him these titties, showing him this girl I'm gonna fuck later. He didn't fucking care. So I was like, okay, this dude doesn't like porno. So here's a funny thing. You think it's a porno, but it's really like a hilarious meat grinding thing. This fucker starts texting his mom, like, Mom, get me out of it, fucking guy.
I was my family really wanted to come because again they know people there, and I was kind of like, well, yeah, if you want to. At first I was kind of like, all right, man. I'm so glad I had fucking witnesses.
Yeah.
Seriously, like I like, oh my God, that worked out great. I mean, not when they showed me porn next to my mom, but other than that,
He didn't like the porn, so I go, okay, this guy likes parkour fails. Fucking nada.
Nothing.
Then he forces me to go to Temecula, and then I say, hey, I went to Temecula for me. Maybe throw me a bone in the review. You won't believe what this motherfucker wrote about me.
and I just want to mention because I forgot it earlier. When we were doing the test drive, I was like, okay, does this have? Because I wanted a car that had the fucking Apple dashboard, the Apple CarPlay. You know me, cuck on the road. I needed it, but so he was like, oh yeah, it's got everything. I mean, hit this button, it'll sync up to your phone right now and play your music. Okay, great. I hooked it into the thing. Immediately, all came up, and what came up? White Album. As soon as I plugged it in, it was perfect. The interface is everything. And he looks at it, and a lot of people out there, you might know the first track of the White Album. He didn't. So he sees it and goes, oh, USSR. Oh, you listen to some weird music. This is from the USSR?
Oh my God.
Are you fucking kidding me, you moron?
Isn't it ironic though that you played the White Album, but wouldn't buy the white car?
That's probably played into his confusion. He's like, so you'll listen to the color, but not buy it?
I'm showing this guy tits. He's playing this Russian rock and roll music.
I could share, it's not a story at all, but I will add something to make myself look stupid because I do feel like I've been he's been the stupid one and not me. I'll put it back on myself. Once I got my new car, I used the Apple CarPlay thing, but I was like, why isn't it displaying it's supposed to have the album artwork real big behind the title of the music. You know? It's supposed to be big on the dashboard. And I kept playing music and I'm like, what the fuck? The album artwork does not come up. I want to see the album artwork on the dashboard.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why is this not working? Skip to next track. It's not working. Skip to next track. It's not working. My brother comes in the car. He's like, did you try any other albums? And I'm like, oh, it's been the White Album the whole time.
Oh, Jesus.
That happens.
Well,